Now, in today's video, we're going to talk about a topic that is really important to us in our family, and that is the ability to have a restful night of sleep. Matter of fact, this is something that plagues many families all over the world. Over 40% of the population suffers from some form of sleep challenge, either going to sleep quickly or remaining asleep. And we are definitely in that category. Nola has difficulty going to sleep and remaining asleep. And to the point where if you don't really have a good night's sleep, it could lead to a lot of other health issues, including even anxiety. Uh, it is known that many people could even suffer from anxiety as they're asleep because of the lack or difficulty of having a restful night. So in today's video, we're going to talk about a product that we've been using and a product that we're now upgrading to, and that is the soundcore A30. We've been using for an entire year the soundcore A20s, and now we're upgrading to the brand new ones. And I want to share with you why a product like this is so essential to sleep health and how it could help you have a more restful night, especially if you have someone that may snore at night. I don't know who that person would be, but some spouses will say that someone, their significant other, snores. Who could that be? And if you're that person, you're going to want to know about these because these have active noise canceling too. Let's get right to it. Now, the Soundcore Sleep A30s are an upgraded version of the Soundcore A20s, which we use when we go on vacation. They're with us, they're in the bag all the time because they really help Nilda get a restful night of sleep. And they're doing a couple things. And this one in particular has a lot of upgrades that I just wanted to share with you. First of all, these are the first that have, for this size, active noise canceling. And they also have snore masking. And that is something that I have not seen yet in a product of this size. And the other thing that I think is so amazing is with the size of these earbuds, and you're going to see how tiny they are, they basically will give you up to 9 hours of usage all night and up to 45 hours, including the case. What that translates is to 5 days of being able to have a restful sleep. 5 days, or actually 5 nights in this case. And the other thing that it has that is unique, and we'll show you the app, is it has this AI brainwave audio synchronization. I don't know how to really explain it any other way, but there is this audio pattern that will help get your mind in stage of going to sleep. Yeah, it's kind of freaky, but it does. And then the other thing, which is not freaky but is very welcome, is that it has the ability to identify snoring. And I'm a snorer. I'll come clean. I do snore. And basically what it will do is it will basically listen to what's going on in the room and then adjust the actual sounds that are going into the earbuds and the masking that's going on into the earbuds so that your partner has a better restful sleep. So literally, the case that you see right here has, as it's resting on your nightstand, it will basically be monitoring the room for snoring. And when snoring takes place, unlike having maybe your spouse rotate, or in some cases, Nilda puts a pillow on my face, which disrupts her sleep, this will automatically adjust for her so that she won't hear my snoring or will reduce it significantly. The other thing is that there's a lot of tracking software that's going to give you the ability to really understand what your sleep patterns are and are you getting restful nights. So if you suffer from, let's say, this scenario, have you ever woken up still tired because you don't feel you have a restful night? Do you think that maybe your significant other snores? Do you have pets that snore? It's like we have pets that snore and I snore. So there's all these different situations where something like this will be able to help. Now, the other thing that these have that I found unique and also I think great is that the fact that they also have mics. So you can actually use them. And let's face it, sometimes before we go to bed, we call our kids or you get a call. You can have these on and actually take a call with them as well. So let's take a look at these really close up. We'll see all the features. I'm going to call this a first look because I have these. They're not in production yet. They just went on sale. And I just want to share with you what our experience has been and so you can see how cool they are. Now, when you receive your A30s, you're going to receive a travel case as well as the earbuds inside, which we're going to take a look at in a second. But what I really like, and I have not seen, again, this level of personalization in earbuds, is a full set of various earbuds that are very soft, because let's face it, you're going to be sleeping with these, that fit in your ear canal and also get supported by the cartilage of your ear. And you can see here that you have various sizes that are going to allow you to personalize that fit. One of the things I wanted to highlight that we learned is that Nilda had in her previous version, one of the earbuds would always come out, even though she had a left and a right of the same size. And I had a highlight for her. Your ears are different. You can actually use a small and a medium, or a medium and a large, depending on the ear that you're finding that it falls out. So make sure that when you pair them on, if you feel that one comes off all the time, it could be that it's either too small or too big. So you'll want to adjust that one only. But you can see here that you have several gel types and earbud tips that are going to allow you to have the best personalization for your ears. The other thing I wanted to highlight is that the material here is ultra soft and comfortable. If you've ever worn earbuds and you get like pain in your cartilage right here because of the pressure, you won't have that pressure or pain with these, at least in our experience. We haven't suffered from that achiness that comes from wearing something all the time. So this is a good thing, and I love the fact that there's so much personalization here. Now, the packaging that you saw and some of the things that you're seeing here, because there's going to be a final version that's coming out, may be altered slightly, but I would expect that outside of the packaging, the tips and the actual gels that you see here, the support wings, are going to be pretty much spot on. Now, the case itself has USB-C charging here, and when we open this up, you'll notice that it kind of lights up, and you can see them lighting up right there, and you can see the earbuds. The earbuds themselves are magnetically guided, so I can just go ahead and do something like this that goes in, and they don't come out. Now, if we compare them to the previous version, and you can see them right here, they have gone through some changes, and they feel, in my opinion, a little bit lighter, right? And they also look a little bit smaller from a fit perspective, right? The actual, I would say, silicone feels a little bit more, I don't know if the word would be pliable, right? But it is very soft to the touch. And I just want to show you how they look when they're on. So let's take a closer look at these right here so you can see what they look like. They literally look like some really advanced earplugs, right? No physical buttons, right? But this is what they looks like. I'm going to put one in my ear. And by the way, these have active noise canceling. So as soon as you put them in my case, the active noise canceling is on, I hear nothing. All I get is quiet. Now, let me turn to the right so you can see what this looks like. Let me turn to the left. Now, the importance about this is that they don't stand out. I know friends, family, it's happened to me, where they've fallen asleep with earbuds and they wake up with this ache because of the pressure of the earbud, because as they lay on it, the actual earbud itself kind of pushes in. In this case, notice how it's flush. I'm going to put my hand right here. I'm pushing in. I am not touching my earbud at all. I'm pushing the cartilage around the earbud, but the earbud is getting no pressure. That is super important. Look at this side too. When I push it in, I could push this side of my face, but I'm not touching the earbud. So if you're a side sleeper, no problem. If you're this side sleeper, no problem. If you're laying on your back, oh my God, there's no problem. And if you're laying on your front, on your face, there's no problem either. And most of us don't sleep like this, right? You're going to sleep on one side of your face no matter what. So these right here are going to give you, again, that really nice, comfortable feel. Now, there's a couple things about these when you're wearing them. You can stream audio, right? It has an app, and the app is going to stream, either natural sounds, like Nilda will sometimes listen to rain. She'll listen to, let's say, wind, like a fan. We literally travel, if we don't have these, which it's rare that we don't, but what we travel with is a sound box so that we can make some white noise for her. This will generate the white noise through the app so that you're hearing it, but at the same time, it's going to be listening to what's going on in the room with that anti-snore detection, and then basically adjust the active noise canceling or the streaming white noise, if we want to call it that, so that you basically don't hear it and will not wake up from any kind of noise. And I'm a loud snorer, right? And Noel and I, we have a California king bed, right? Massive, massive bed. And even with that large bed, I'm loud enough where I can wake her up, and she will basically throw a pillow at my face, pull the pillow from under me. There's a lot of, I would say, abuse that goes on. But I do snore. This is going to help a lot because this will hear me snoring and it will adjust it for her. So in addition to being able to do that adjustment, the apps and the sounds that are being pushed through, they do have this technology that helps you get into the right pattern of sleeping with that AI technology. That is a really cool feature because there are several things that keep us up. They say, don't look at your phone at night or have a blue light filter so that you could go to sleep. Don't watch a movie in bed. Keep the bedroom only for sleeping. There's all these different things that you are recommended to do. There's even medications that you can take, which we actually take as well. But this right here with the AI kind of conditioning that can go on to align your brainwaves with sleep and rest, plus the active noise canceling that would cut out all sound, and then also the ambient sounds that could be generated, give you an incredibly restful sleep because of all of the isolation that takes place. And it's something that's really important to us. You can, like I know of individuals that because of a lack of sleep, could suffer from forms of anxiety associated with the lack of sleep, even as you're trying to sleep. This is how serious this kind of stuff is. So these guys right here, I think, are an excellent choice for those of you who are looking to have a restful sleep. And we use them literally every single day, or Nilda uses them every single day. Now, from an audio perspective, you can use these to listen to music, to watch movies. And I would say from an audio book perspective, they sound really well. If you're watching a movie or listening to music, in my opinion, based on all the audio solutions that we look at, what I would say is that these favor the high. They have great mids and highs, but they don't have deep basses. So you're not going to get the rumble. You're not going to get, the bass if you're listening to music. It's going to be more mids to highs, focusing on audiobooks, streaming content. If you are the type of person that likes watching a movie on your phone before you go to bed, advise you don't do that, but a lot of us do anyways. You could use these for sure. And like I mentioned, they do have a mic. So if you do get a phone call before you go to bed, or you just want to check on a loved one before you go to sleep, Nilda and I do this all the time, especially when I travel. I'm talking to her right before she goes to bed. She could be wearing these, and then basically right afterwards, go to sleep. So all those things are possible with these. Now, the Soundcore app is incredibly mature, and this is where all your configurations are going to take place for this. And as you can see here, not only are you going to get the battery levels for the case and the earbuds themselves, but you're going to be able to configure your entire sleep experience here. So, oh, by the way, this is also where you would go to get your firmware updates, which is really important. So you have here your wake up time, and this is important to me because if you think about this, as you're wearing these, you may not hear your alarm, may not hear a lot of stuff that's going on. So having these serve as a wake up is important. Also, these are great if you travel. I am an early traveler. I don't want to wake up Nilda if I have to get out, early because I have an early flight. And setting up an alarm with this is incredibly useful and convenient because it would just do it for me. And I love that you have this. You also then have your different audio experiences when it comes to sleep. So check this out. This is where I think there's a lot of magical things going on. Basically, what you have here is your brainwave audio. And there's a lot going on here. Let me go ahead and try, for example, this Starry Night so you can hear this. So there's this hum in the background, and then there's this bloop, bloop, bloop taking place. Really giving you that. You also have an ocean model that you can choose. Forest, right? You could also then, if you want, add elements, and I think this is also pretty cool. So you could have that going on in the background, and then you could have like a singing bowl. And the singing bowl is where you start hearing that rim going around the actual bowl. It's just really cool. So this is a really cool feature. You have something called the wooden fish. I'm going to turn that one off and go to that one. And the wooden fish is going to be a gentle tapping on a wood fish. So you just hear this slight tap. Turn that one off. You have this right here with this, I don't even know how you say this, but I'm not going to bother even trying to say it. But you have this little thing and it has a tune to it. Bubbles. You can hear them. Turn them off. And I actually had a lot of things off. I didn't realize it. So now you're hearing just the audio. There's a lot of stuff going on there. Let's do the rain sounds. You can hear there's rain that gets added to that. So this is again going to give you a lot of cool, I would say, an experience when it comes to like how you want to be able to sleep. And there's here you have your snore masking, right? And I'm not going to go through all the sounds here. White noise, which is kind of like some of the standard stuff that you would go through. Now, you do have a sleep report. Now, I'm using my phone. Nilda uses this primarily, so you're not going to see any data here, but I just want to show you, and I obviously haven't logged in because I don't really use these myself, but here's going to tell you a lot about your sleep experience. And this, for a lot of people, they really like tracking it. I have sleep experience tracked on my phone. Your active noise canceling, if you want to turn that on and off. Your listening mode, right? Bluetooth or local. You have your sleep onset detected. So what's going to happen when you fall asleep, right? And then you have also sleep sound, right? Bedtime reminders and alarms. And then you have your tap controls. And here you can see, what your double tap is going to do, what your triple tap is going to do. And, you'd be able then to configure that as well. So the app itself is incredibly immersive. It has a lot of capabilities, and it's going to really take your sleeping experience, as I would say it, to the next level. So guys, that wraps up our review. These, like I said, we use every single day. Nila does. It's important to us. It's important to our health, especially when it comes to having healthy sleep. So make sure you check these out if you or a loved one suffers from sleep deprivation of any sort. See you in the next one.